Well, it's done. It's not the person I said it was going to be. I was hoping it was going to be Strand Larson. It's not even been an hour since I made the last video. I mean, I'm happy it's been done so early in the window. I'm happy it's 55 million because I'm pretty sure Brentford said they wanted more than 60 million. This is still incredibly high for a 29-year-old player with 1 year left in his contract. It's still very high for that. Look, I'm going to be very happy still. I'm going to support him for playing for our club. I think him as a backup for Callum Wilson is very good. I've always said this. I said this from the start. I think the way he's gone about things is not great. I would love to know because he, like I said, he did say he had a written agreement from Brentford saying that he could leave if he was met certain conditions. Like I think it was Champions League football and a reasonable price. I think it was said. So yeah, I mean, I guess there obviously are differences between this and the Isak situation, but I'm quite happy it's only 55 million because obviously Brentford knows we have a lot of money right now, especially after just selling Isak for 130 million this morning. I'm happy. He is a good replacement for Callum Wilson, and we'll go into this obviously while Voltemada is obviously getting more experience and everything. I'm happy with it. So obviously last season was his probably best Premier League season he's had, which is good because he's come off the back of a good one. He had basically the same amount of goals as what Isak did actually when you take away penalties, like I've gone through before. So I am happy about this. He'll be very good fit in our team. I think he's very good to interchange between Nick and Voltemada so he can get some experience. I am happy with that. So we'll have look stuff here. So you've got say your goals and expected goals, 18 goals. Obviously 90th percentile is very good. It just over one every other game, which is it's a very good in returnment with some obviously more involvements, which include say assists. Hopefully we can get them up. This is also a pretty decent stat to see. This one where you get goals away and at home, because obviously at the end of the day at St James's Park we are like a fortress, so we will have higher goals at home than we do away. But it's good to see that at least he scores them away. He's got the very similar XG as what he scored, so that's good. Look, like I said, I am going to be happy about this transfer. I'm not going to be happy about obviously the way everything's gone down, but I'm still going to appreciate him. I'm going to be happy he's at the club. Did it say how long it's going to be for? No, I don't know if it's been released. I'll see if Fabrizia's put out a new tweet. No, it's not been mentioned about the length of his contract. With him being coming up 29 in this month. So yeah, tell you he's 28 now. He's 29 this month. I could potentially see a 4-year contract. What would that get him to? 33 maybe. Yeah, at most potentially that. But either way, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain. And then the season before, we'll just go for there. Yeah, so you see, there you go. Again, what was that? 15 goals and assists, pretty good. So his assists seem to be very, very similar, but that obviously depends on the style of play that Brentford plays. I think he can thrive well under us. Like I've always said this, but I think he's not the level that necessarily we wanted. Definitely not as a first striker, which he's going to be a backup as Callum Wilson. So I mean, I personally think he's a higher level than Callum Wilson is. I think he is a lower level of Nick Voltemada is. So that's and then with the experience of Wissa, he can improve Nick Voltemada, and they can kind of thrive off each other and have some healthy competition. So that should be good for this season. I think even though it's not ideal, I think it'll be very good. I think we're gonna we could finish the season quite well. It's obviously this Isak situation's put a whole dampener on the whole situation from Newcastle. It's kind of an absolute joke how it's all been allowed to go down, especially within the media. The likes of obviously Luke Edwards calling people say Newcastle fans simpletons. I think that's disgusting behaviour. You should never do that. saying he is for sale, he's not going to be for sale, it has to go for 150 million. It's just, like, at the end of the day, I said this, right? I think he is worth 150 million plus. Normally, you put in an offer a little bit below that, and then you meet somewhere in the middle. I was really worried when I saw Liverpool put in an offer for 110 million, because somewhere in the middle of that is 130, which is exactly what it's ended up as. I think it's slightly disrespectful for the player, like for the club, not for the player, because he's got exactly the move he wanted. But he's worth more than 130 million pounds, and that can't be distributed. He's a prolific goal scorer. He scores 20 plus goals at Newcastle United, which, granted, we do have an incredibly high ceiling that can't be disputed, because we do. Like I always say this is something here which doesn't really get spoke about. Let me just open this. Actually, I can just show it here. Right, so as you see here, this was something that I posted that was on basically since January 2022. We are fourth in the standing. Look at that, even the goal difference. Obviously, that is not just down to Alexander Isak, that's down to the whole team. So yeah, it's we are a lot higher than what people are giving us credit for. I think we've been Newcastle as a club at the moment is being completely downspoken. I mean, that's another thing that's kind of annoying, is a lot of fans are thinking we are a lot worse than what we are, and then everyone seems to be like, oh, Newcastle's a one-man club with Isak, so it'll be good to see what we're going to be like this season, and hopefully we can shut a lot of fans up. I think it's going to be a good season. I think we're still going to be pushing Champions League football, probably fifth. It really depends how Nick Voltemada hits the ground running, and if Wissa can carry on his form from last season. It is literally like we've not lost Isak. So obviously we have lost Isak with how he is, but I'm saying like with his goal output, like the output that Vissa's done and what Isak's done are the same. So in that respect, hopefully we can push on. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, Eddie Howe, all the fans back him. He loves the club. He gets what we're all behind, what we're all about. I think he's going to improve Nick Voltemada a lot. I think he's even going to improve Vissa a lot. I think we could see even an improvement on last season, because people seem to forgetting we've actually improved the depth of all of our squad. We're going to be starting the likes of that. Like our team right now is going to look like Nick Voltemada or Vissa up front. They'll be interchangeable. We're going to have Gordon on the left, Elanga on the right, and then obviously you're going to have Jacob Murphy, which will come on, and on the left you're going to have Harvey Barnes on the left, and then in the middle you're going to have, it's probably going to be like sort of like a triangle sort of shape, where you're going to have Bruno kind of in the middle. So it would kind of be like sort of it's a kind of like a weird shaped triangle, I'd say. Then we're going to have Jacob Ramsey at the top, more of like a centre as like a cam, and then we're going to have Bruno and Tonali behind him. Obviously Bruno's defensive work, passing, ability to dribble, having the ball with close within him. He's an amazing box-to-box midfielder. He's an absolute powerhouse. And then Tonali is just unbelievable passing range, and the way he is the Italian stallion. And then the back, obviously, we've got the likes of, say, Tino, Lewis Hall. We've still got Shah. We've got Sven Botman. We've got Malik Chow, Dan Burn, Kieran Trippier. It's our whole team right now is very good. And then obviously we've got Nip Hope and Aaron Ramsdale. So we have got a very, very, very strong squad this season, actually. And I think people are going to be underestimating how good we're going to be. I'm presuming we're probably not going to have any other business come out for the rest of this today that I'll be aware of, because I'd be very surprised if there was. I don't really know what area we could strengthen right now. Sven Botman is slightly worrying me, because he does seem to be constantly injury prone. He always kind of has been since we've had him. That is a slight worry to me, because obviously we'll need someone to go alongside Malik Chow, because that's kind of how our defence was going to be. We were going to have two very, very good younger defenders of being Malik Chow and Sven Botman, and then we'd probably do quite a few games where we'd have three at the back and have, say, a more of an aging defender like with experience, like say Shaw or Dan Burn, and then we would have Tino, Lewis Hall, or Trippier. It'd be all interchangeable as like kind of like wing backs, because Tino can run up and down the wing. He doesn't really have great finishing, but he's very, very good at overlaps. He's very good at crossing, especially with Nick Voltemada. I think crossing is going to be incredibly good this season if he's on. But anyway, guys, I will jump back on if there's any more news. It's going to be slightly worrying with Gio Donnarumma going to Man City, like I've said. It's definitely going to be an interesting window to finish, and more crazy deals to come from transfer deadline day. I am sure if anything else happens from Newcastle, I will come back on and let everyone know. Oh, what's this? So we've got Colo Manuani. Do you know what? We're going to leave it here and we're going to come back to any more deals because it's just absolutely crazy. It's going off all the time. It's been a great window to watch as probably an outside point of view. Like, there's just players going everywhere. The level of the Premier League this season is going to be crazy when everyone's actually embedded and playing properly. It's absolutely mad. I think there's been a very big disrespect from Liverpool fans about how the Isak situation's gone, because who knows, in 3 years' time he might end up doing the exact same to you guys, and I will be laughing if that happens. Either way, guys, much love and up the tune.